Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on the Saturday night live stream. Live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin, we'll talk about the news, we'll talk about altcoins, going to move some crypto around for you guys, and as always, I'll do my very best to get to your questions and see if we can't troubleshoot your problems here live. Well, thanks for joining me again. We're bouncing back slowly but surely. We had a nice little pop on Friday. I'll cover that in the news. And I had a great interview with Juan Kyo from Descent Wallets. He's their chief business officer. I deal with a lot of hardware companies, and they contacted me and expressed an interest in having him come on and do an interview. So I did that. I dropped a video today on that. We did the interview, I think Thursday night, Wednesday night maybe. But that was fun. And let's see, I want to talk about stablecoins tonight. We have a small group here in Grand Rapids. We've been meeting every second Tuesday of the month for a couple of years now. I don't know, man, it's been about 3 or 4 years. Dan Westra is there with us and a couple other guys locally. And Dan had mentioned that I should do a video on stablecoins. So I thought tonight might be a good time to do a little stablecoin demo with that. And I've got a story on stablecoins as well. So we'll dive into all that. So welcome, everybody. I'm glad you're here. I'm wearing my Michigan 22 shirt. Let's see what we got here. If I can do this one. Where is it? Okay, we're good. Yeah, so we got our Michigan 22. I had mentioned this a while back and just kind of wanted to briefly, let's see, where are we? Oh, I've added new ones now. Yeah, so I wanted to show you guys that real quick. And this is Michigan, if you're unfamiliar with the state. And if we zoom down here, Trezor City is where we went on New Year's. 4th of July, and we had a great time, and we went up 22 runs here, and this is the section that we drove along Traverse Bay. Here's a kind of an outline of what 22, one of the most beautiful highways you ever want to travel on. And yeah, this thing never worked. This picture is a pretty good representation of the section that we're on as you're driving along Traverse Bay. Beautiful place to go. So yeah, M22, if you don't know what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and greet everyone that's here. Always glad to have you guys with me on the live stream. So we've got Just Have Fun, Kenny Wiedner, Simon, Mr. Miskey, Andreas Eber, Dusted in Shadow. Kenny is here. Hans Hannah 350. Roland Kane, is he here? Where is Roland? I don't see him yet, but he should be popping in tonight. I wanted to send out a birthday greetings for Roland. Roland said he got a Ledger Flex for his birthday, so I just wanted to wish Roland a happy birthday. I met Roland when I was in New York at the Solana Accelerate event, and it was really cool meeting him in person. And we hit it off really well, and he's a regular live stream viewer. He always talks about how when I'm not doing my live stream, the family's like, oh good, we can go out and have some fun on Saturday night. And that when he travels around overseas, like when he's in London or the UK and stuff, he has to do the conversion to make sure that he catches the live stream. So just a big happy birthday to Roland. We'll see. He might be celebrating his birthday tonight. Who knows? Or he might jump in. Either way, he'll check it out after the fact, I'm sure. Let's see. Nyok Pham is here. I think you were here last week. Good to have you back. Wayne Tyler, Marv, Bobby, Roxanne Muir from Nampo, Idaho. That's cool. I don't think I've seen you in here before. Welcome. Emmanuel is here again. Linda Ellis, Amsterdam, Holland. Christopher Tain from Melbourne. Fred McIntyre, always good to have you. P. Wizzle, Alina Harding, and her dad. Alina's profile with her dad. That's great. HR by Catherine. Augie Bin Doggy from Vegas. Awesome. Tom Kumagi and PC Prosperi. Good to have you guys here with us tonight. Hopefully there'll be some more people jumping in, and Dan will be here and Roland will be here. So good to have everybody here tonight. Welcome. Let's see. If you've never been in the stream before, check out the description. You can check it out below your video window. If you don't see all this stuff, just hit show more or show or more or whatever it says now. I think it just says more now. And then you can see all this great stuff. I've got my Ledger link here, which leads to my special Ledger landing page, where you'll always get $10 worth of Bitcoin when you purchase any item. And then they jack that up on my page when they're running specials. So they had a special in August, and they had a special in September, where it went up to like 70 Bitcoin rebate for a Flex, and 80 for a Stacks, 50 for an X, and 10 for the Nano S Plus. Also, pretty big news. I'm planning on going to Paris next month in October for the Ledger Open event. This is supposed to be quite a deal. They're holding it in Paris this year, and they invited me, so I'm going to go with my lovely wife. My kids are going to, my parents are coming to stay with the kids to make sure they get to and from school. And I'll bring my laptop, and I'll be there broadcasting live, and I'll do some videos from the hotel room since I have my laptop. So we'll be looking forward to that. Also, I think I have my Descent link there. Descent has a customized landing page for me now, where you can get a $30 discount on the biometric wallet, the Descent biometric wallet. I mentioned that I had a video with Juan Kyo. We had an interview. This is the scaled down version, the 22-minute. I have a longer video. We talked for about an hour, so I'll probably post that one as well. Also did a video on touchscreen. I did a touchscreen face-off. So I took the big 4 touchscreen cryptocurrency hardware wallets and talked about all their features, screen size, materials, security, compatibility, and kind of gave a big comparison. So you might want to check out that video if you're thinking about getting a touchscreen device. Also, I did cover the NPM hack. The long story short, it really is not a threat to anyone that has a hardware wallet, but you or anyone that's got just a wallet sitting there. This is a hack in the JavaScript that runs with some DeFi software or Web3 software. And it can swap out your crypto addresses and send crypto to the wrong address. The answer to that is to simply double check your transaction details on your device before you authorize. So it's not a threat if you're careful. That's the long and short of it. But I dropped a video kind of explaining what it was and how it worked. It was a JavaScript hack, or I think the Java or JavaScript, either one. I'm not sure which one. Think JavaScript. That's the web-based one. So you'll want to check those out if you're into that. Also, there's a post by Cyberskrilla. He posted about Cyberskrilla is another great wallet self-custody YouTuber. Talks about different wallets and security, and he knows another YouTuber named Alex, and I think this might be his channel. I'm not sure. He said Alex Choi, but the guy in this video looks maybe slightly different from this guy. I could be wrong. But apparently he had several hot wallets. Now, he may have had some Ledger device. I don't know. But he definitely had several hot wallets. and lost $996,000 worth of tokens to hackers who pretended to be market people that wanted him to partner with them, and that he jumped on a Microsoft Teams call, thought it was okay, and then he jumped on another call with the rest of the team, and although the link looked good, apparently when he clicked the second link, they installed some malware on his computer and wiped clean all of his hot wallets. And he had all kinds of crypto and US dollar coin on there. So it's just a lesson. Hardware wallet is the safest and most secure way of holding your crypto. There's a lot of superstition. There's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt out there regarding hardware wallets. It's weird that the safest and most secure way to store your crypto has so many people out there doubting it and suspicious of it. It's usually just because they don't quite understand the technology. But there's a lot of, hey, you know, this wallet got drained. This wallet is not open source. This wallet has a back door. It's just all this stuff that tries to denigrate hardware wallets when they're specialized devices made to specifically hold crypto private keys. And just don't believe all the FUD. They are, especially, you know, you have to use them properly. But this is a story about the dangers of using a hot wallet. And it was incredible that this guy who's an influencer had so much in these hot wallets, but apparently he did. So, yeah. So let me go back to this and let's jump into the news. I don't see Roland here. I hope Roland shows up tonight. If not, I'm sure we'll see him again. BJ loves Tangent but not happy you can only use it on your phone. Well, that's true. If I get Ledger Flex, can you download apps so two people can use it? Thank you for all your help. The Ledger Flex, you can share the device if you trust the other person, and you can install the Ledger Live on as many devices as you want. You can install Ledger Live on multiple computers, multiple phones. As long as you have access to the device, you can sync up those phones and computers to that one device, if that's the question that you're asking. So if you are going to share a device and your wife wants a copy of Ledger Live on her computer and you want a copy of Ledger Live on your computer, you can sync them both up to the same device, and there you go. You know, you can share the device between computers and phones. Andreas, that's true, but doesn't that mean the screenless wallets are less secure because you can't check the address on the device? That's a very good question, Andreas. The screenless devices, there's a comparison between a touchscreen device and a normal hardware wallet that has a screen, but it's really small, like the Ledger Nano S, the Ledger Nano X. A lot of hardware wallets out there on the market that have small screens, and they are secure, but they're difficult to use. And as you guys have heard me say many times, complexity is the enemy of security. People think, oh, I want the most secure wallet, and then they get something that's difficult to use, which increases their risk of losing crypto. So, my contention with touchscreens is that because of their simplicity, they are ipso facto more secure because you're less likely to make a mistake. So I'm not saying that other crypto wallets are not safe. I'm just saying that the ease of use afforded you when you use a touchscreen makes them more secure in that sense, right? So I'm not banging the non-touchscreen wallets. I'm just saying that by the ease of use makes touchscreen wallets more secure in my book, because ease of use matters. Let's jump into the news before I get lost here. So we had that pop on Friday, which was really cool. Bitcoin, Ether catch Friday afternoon bids, rise to 3-week highs. Next week is expected to see the first Fed rate cut in a year. All right. The big upside action in major cryptos of late has been in altcoins, such as Solana and Dogecoin, with Sol sporting a 17% gain and Doge a 25% advance. Among the bullish arguments are coming ETFs and newly formed crypto treasury companies focusing on these two tokens. So there's talk of a Solana ETF and a Doge ETF. Mostly forgotten, as investors' capital moved elsewhere, were the two largest cryptos. But both are catching bids late in the U.S. trading day on Friday. Bitcoin is now up 2% over the past 2 hours to 116,000. And Ethereum is up to 46.5. Let's see where we are here. Let me just refresh this. So Bitcoin is currently at 115,879. So still pretty close to that 16,000 mark. I think it was flirting with 117 at one point. And then Ethereum is at 4660 currently, hopefully making a run at 5K. It has never broken 5K proper, right? It's gotten pretty close, but its all-time high is 49 something. So yeah, that's where we are at the moment. But this article was from Friday, yesterday. Yeah. And then it talks about the earlier pop 3 weeks ago due to the Federal Reserve Chairman Powell's Jackson Hole speech. And I won't go into that. That's kind of ancient history. But the odds of a September rate drop are pretty much in the bag. Now it's just a question of if it's going to be a 25 basis point or a 50 basis point or more. We never know what's going to happen. Basis points is just the point percentage. So if we're at 5% and then we drop down to 4.75, that's 0.25 basis drop, or if we go from 5% up to 5.25%, that's a 25 basis point increase, right? Someone mentioned last time, what is a basis point? It is kind of confusing, but it's just the point after the zero on a percentage. Let's go over here. We're going to go back. Pardon me. Let's see. We got to go back here to the article I wanted to talk about. We're still talking about ETFs. It's funny that that's kind of a normal thing that I talk about when we're doing market calls or market news. Whereas before, for years, there was talk of a Bitcoin ETF, even in 2017. Just the regulatory environment wasn't there for it. The first Bitcoin ETF was in, I believe, January of 24 or shortly thereabouts, and it became the largest ETF ever in history, dwarfing the former leader, the gold ETF. So and now it's just, hey, we're checking in on the state of ETFs now. And then I'm not sure exactly when the first Ethereum ETFs hit the market. It was this year. So yeah, now we talk about, the action and the, stuff going on with Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. And so we saw some incoming investment in ETFs. We had Bitcoin 642 million inflows and Ethereum 405 million on Friday amid renewed industrial demand. So pretty cool stuff. We're talking about it like it's just, day-to-day stuff now. And then got this story about Arthur Hayes giving an interview talking about Bitcoiners chasing quick LAMBO. You're heading for a wipeout, yeah. So Arthur Hayes is the founder of BitMEX. He's been around for a while, crypto millionaire, billionaire, influencer. And it says, if you thought you were buying Bitcoin and the next day you were buying a Lamborghini, you're probably getting liquidated because it's not the right way to think about things. I'm sorry that you bought Bitcoin 6 months ago, but anyone who bought it 2, 3, 5, or 10 years ago, they're laughing. So yeah, don't think of Bitcoin as a get-rich-quick scheme. Think of it as an investment, and think of it more in long-term than short-term, right? And believe me, I've been around the block a few times, and you're much better off investing in the top cryptos long-term than you are chasing meme coins or newly released tokens. We all see dollar signs in our eyes, and we're jumping on the latest thing. But it's a risky endeavor to start off with, and then there are a lot of scammers out there that are gonna, and even influencers that'll tell you, oh, this is the next big coin, and you're jumping in. So you're better off sticking to the top 20. In crypto. That's just my opinion. Strong chance U.S. will form strategic Bitcoin reserve this year, according to Alex THORN. Galaxy Digital's Alex THORN says the market is underpricing the odds of a U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve forming this year, though others are skeptical. I think there's a strong chance the U.S. government will announce this year that it has formed the strategic Bitcoin reserve and is formally holding Bitcoin as a strategic asset, Thorne said in an X post on Thursday. Market seems to be completely underpricing the likelihood of such an announcement. U.S. President Donald Trump signed an executive order establishing the strategic Bitcoin reserve in March, but a formalized strategic plan has not been confirmed yet. So that's where we stand. He feels this will be announced formally by the end of this year. There's not much year left in 2025. You can believe that. We're heading into the holiday season, the Black Friday season. Might be interesting, right? Let's see. Also, I kind of briefly touched on this earlier. Unprecedented surge. Let me see if I can pump this one up. Unprecedented surge in public company Bitcoin holdings now exceed 1 million Bitcoin. That's amazing, huh? The cryptocurrency world is buzzing with an exciting development. Public companies' Bitcoin holdings have reached a monumental milestone. For the first time, the top 100 publicly traded companies globally collectively own over 1 million BTC. This incredible surge highlights a growing trend of institutional adoption, signaling a new era for digital assets and demonstrating a profound shift in crypto corporate treasury strategies. MicroStrategy being one of the biggest and most vocal and public companies that hold Bitcoin. And they have basically converted to being a Bitcoin treasury company. They have bought and hold so much Bitcoin that buying stock in MicroStrategy is very similar. It's an indirect way of investing in Bitcoin. And this has been a trend. MicroStrategy, they called him crazy back in 2020 when he started buying Bitcoin. But here we are today. Turned out to be a pretty decent strategy. Michael Saylor. So pretty good trend. Overall bullishness in cryptocurrency. Then I did want to just briefly mention this story about stablecoins. Hit 300 billion on CoinMarketCap. Are we there yet? The stablecoin market topped 300 billion on CoinMarketCap, but discrepancies across platforms like CoinGecko and DeFi Llama highlight challenges of tracking crypto assets. Stablecoin market cap reached 300 billion on CoinMarketCap on Thursday, but CoinGecko reported 291 billion and DeFi Llama showed 289 billion, displaying significant discrepancies. So yeah, it is kind of difficult to track, but we're roughly in the area, but we're talking billions here, right? If you're not familiar, a coin market cap is a website where you can go to check out all kinds of stuff about cryptocurrencies. These are sorted by market cap, Bitcoin having the highest market cap by far, right now about 2.3 trillion. Ethereum a little bit behind there at 562 billion. And then XRP at number 3 at 186 billion. And then number 4 is Tether, right? That's a stable coin. It's always pegged to the price of $1. And then we've got Solana at number 5, BNB at number 6, and then another stable coin here at number 7, US dollar coin, with a market cap of 73 billion. Yeah. So Tether coming in at 170 billion. So pretty incredible. And then besides coin market cap, you've got CoinGecko, which basically does the same thing. They have some slight differences, but they're both really good places to check your coins, break down, what's going on with the coin, some detailed information here, and histories, markets, news, all that kind of stuff. And then DeFi Llama focuses more on the decentralized exchanges and gives you information about the top DeFi institutions and their trading volumes, right? But they got a lot of information here. Yeah. Boop. I guess you can join that too if you wanted to. So interesting times we live in, eh? Let me get caught up with the chat and see how everybody's doing. I guess Andreas, I'm caught up. Okay, so we want to talk about stablecoins tonight. I want to move some stablecoins around for you guys so you can kind of get a handle on what a stablecoin is. Now, the interesting thing about a stablecoin, as I mentioned, it's Dusted in Shadow just gifted a membership. Good for you, Gunbroker11. Thanks, Dusted in Shadow, for being so generous there. That's very nice of you. If we go to, let's see where we're at here. Let's go. If we go to my Coinbase account, I've got. Let's see. Where's my port? Oh, it's Tether. Okay. So I've got some Tether in my Coinbase account. One of the nice things about a stable coin is that when you go to your cryptocurrency account and you look at it, it doesn't go, the balance doesn't go down. So like if you were holding Bitcoin or Ethereum or something like Solana or Doge or whatever, every time you go to your account to check your balance, it's the dollar value is going to fluctuate wildly. It could be a gut-wrenching drop, or a run up that just makes your heart pound. But with stable coins, if all you've got are stable coins in there, you can just go there and check your balance, and it's always going to be, it's never going to be lower than where it was before. It could go higher because you are, if you're holding US dollar coin in your Coinbase account, they'll give you 4.5 APY. So it will go up slowly but surely. And that's better than a savings account. So the first thing to know about a stable coin is that it is always pegged to the price of a US dollar. There are some stable coins for other currencies, like, euros and maybe some, local European currencies, but the big ones are pegged to the US dollar, the US dollar being the world reserve currency. So that's the first thing. So you're not going to buy a stable coin as an investment. You're not going to buy a bunch of Tether and hope that it doubles in value, because it won't, right? It's always pegged to the price of $1. But the second thing, so we know it's pegged to the price of $1. That's number one. Number two is that you can earn a return in a lot of places. You can stake it on some platforms. You don't have to do anything to earn a return on US dollar coin on Coinbase, because Coinbase is owned by Circle, and Circle is behind US dollar coin. There's a loose amalgamation there, but Coinbase is very dollar coin or US dollar coin friendly, right? When you make withdrawals, you'll get very low withdrawal fees. I think 0, depending on the situation. So this US Tether came into my Coinbase account. It's a funny story. Let's say we want to deposit some Tether in Coinbase and see what they say here. Okay, so yeah, you can only deposit Tether on the Ethereum network, which is interesting because this US Tether came in on the Polygon network. Let me see if I can find the history of this thing. Okay, yes, from Tether address. Okay. This is a great story, okay? So in April of this year, I received some Tether on the Polygon network and from one of my vendors. And it was kind of a bonus payment, and they normally were paying me in US dollar coin on Polygon. And so even me, the CryptoDad, I don't know if I had talked to you guys about this at the time. Even I make mistakes. It was 1,000, right? But I decided to send 500 of it to Coinbase because I needed some money at the time. I was going to cash out. I was in New York at the time. I remember I was in my hotel room. And I said, okay, I'm just going to send this Tether to my account. And after a few minutes, in horror, I realized that I had sent this on the Polygon network. I had sent Tether and not US dollar coin. And then I remembered that Coinbase will only allow you to deposit Tether on the Ethereum network. Now we're getting into the different networks, right? Because stablecoins live on there are multiple networks that host stablecoins, right? Sui network, Solana network, Ethereum network, and a lot of the other EVM networks like Polygon host Tether and US dollar coin. So anyway, I made this transfer to Coinbase and then realized in horror that I had sent Tether on the Polygon network and not on the Ethereum network and not US dollar coin like I thought I was doing. And then it just disappeared. It was gone forever, as far as I knew. And I knew that I had made a mistake and that I had screwed up. And I even tried to contact their tech support. And then, of course, their bot told me, I can't help you. You deposited Tether on the wrong network. Boom, it's gone. They even warn you, right? It'll be lost forever. And then a couple weeks later, maybe a month later, I saw that there was a tool that you could use to try to recover coins that you put on the wrong network. And then when I drilled into the tool, I don't remember all the details, but anyway, I got there and it was like, you can't do it. There's nothing you can do. It had to do with other types of mistakes, not this one. And then on Friday, all of a sudden, I get an alert that says, you just received 500 Tether in your Coinbase account. And I was like, what? How could that be? I don't remember transferring 500 Tether. And I thought, was it a vendor paying me directly into my Coinbase account? They don't do that. They always send it right into my wallet. So it's really, and then I looked at the details and it said, you just received 500 Tether on the Polygon network. And I was like, oh my God, that's the 500 that I sent in April. What is this? April, May, June, July, August, September, 5 months. and then it just magically appeared in my Coinbase account. So go figure, guys. So we talked about the top three things. For number one, it's pegged to the price of $1. Number two, you can earn a return on stablecoin, sometimes easier than others. And then number three, it exists on different networks, and that's very important. Because when you make a deposit or a withdrawal, you have to make sure that you're sending it to the right network of the destination. So in my case, I just outlined that little mistake that I made. I went to deposit Tether using the wrong network, and it did not get to its destination. Now, I don't know if it was a divine intervention or what, because when we went to deposit, and they're still only accepting Tether on the Ethereum network only. So what am I talking about? Well, if we hit deposit crypto here, and we hit Tether, they say, that's it, Ethereum network only. They just give you the address. Now, if we say US dollar coin, notice that they give us all these choices of networks that we can use to make our deposit, right? Some cheaper than others. A little secret though, if you don't really have to choose, they're basically letting you know, and they do want you to choose, and you can, but they're always going to give you the same address, right? So boom, I understand, and there's the address 5F359A. But let's say that we choose base. It's the same address, right? So as long as you're using one of the address or one of the networks that they support, you can send it. It'll always hit the account because it goes to the same address. Now, this address is unique to my Coinbase account. Every person that has a crypto exchange has personalized addresses for all the different cryptos that you can manage or deposit on the exchange. And a lot of you may not even be familiar with this, because most people, I would say the vast majority of people out there that are just getting into crypto, don't deposit their crypto on the exchange. They deposit dollars and then they buy crypto. And then they just leave it on Coinbase until they sell it, and then it goes back to dollar. But if you're into self-custody and you buy Bitcoin on Coinbase, and then you put it in your wallet, like your Ledger wallet or your Trezor wallet or your Hot wallet or whatever kind of wallet you're using, and then you decide to sell it later, you have to transfer it back. So those people that have took profits from their wallet will be familiar with making a deposit on an exchange. But you can self-custody your stablecoin if you want to. Now, unfortunately, now that it's on the exchange, right? Let's say I want to send out this Tether. Let's see what they say. Withdraw crypto. Let's US Tether. Whoops. Oh, they want an address. Okay. So, yeah, let's go over here. This is my Ledger Live. This is the software that I use to manage the crypto on my Ledger device. Let's go into an Ethereum wallet. And, well, okay. So even in my own wallet, if I go to my Ledger Flex and say I want to receive or make a deposit, we'll just skip the hardware check. That's the address that it's going to give me. It ends in 2445. Right? Now, if we go to my Polygon account and we say I want to make a deposit there, notice because we're on the same device, it's the exact same address. Right? So I can take this address. Now, if I make my withdrawal from Coinbase of my Tether, okay, right here. And we paste in that address, and we confirm it. It knows it's familiar with that address. I've used it before. And then I choose Tether. It's not going to give me any choice, right? It's gonna let's go ahead and do 50, and let's preview it out. And it's only going to use the Ethereum network. So even though it came in on the Polygon network, if I want to withdraw it, it's going to be, they only give me the option of withdrawing it on the Ethereum network. And they're not charging me a huge fee here. 27 cents isn't bad, considering. I've seen fees of $10 on a $50 ERC20 token withdrawal, because that's basically what we're doing here. Let's go ahead and send it out, and let's see. I'm going to use my my Ledger Stacks as my passkey. Ledger Stacks can be used as a crypto passkey if you're using the security app. Let me punch in my PIN here. All right. And let me go over here. Let's see. Is it going to auto focus for me, or do I need to do that? Yeah, this camera's kind of weird, but anywho, I'm going to go into my Ledger Security app. It's called the Security Key. Sorry, doggone it. It's always hard to do this when I'm turning it the other direction. There is a Security Key app on here, right here. Actually, you'll probably see it better. Yeah, it's like it won't focus for me. Anywho, sorry. Let's hit Security Key app. There we go. You can see it a little better. And then we go to in Coinbase. We say we want to use our security key as our authorization. And then it tells me to touch the key. Haven't muted the mic tonight. That's good. So then I just tap login. Right, and then we go to Coinbase, and it will do the withdrawal. So just a little tip there on using security keys with your Coinbase account. You can use your Ledger Flex or your Ledger Stacks as security key. It's not universally compatible with every app that supports security keys, but does a pretty good job. I like doing it. And so you've got your security consolidated. It's much better than Google Authentic. Well, it's not more secure than Google Authenticator. There might be pros and cons between each of them, but it's kind of a way of consolidating all of your two-factor in one place, right? So I can manage my crypto, and I can manage my security keys, or pass keys as they call them. Hardware pass key would probably be the best way to refer to it. So, but then let's take a look at where it's going to end up. It's most likely, well, we know it's not going to go into my Polygon wallet because we sent it on the Ethereum network. It's going to end up in my Ethereum network, or my Ethereum wallet, and it's going to show up as a token. This is another fine point in crypto management. Every chain, not every chain, but any chain that supports sub tokens, like the Ethereum chain, you can send a token to the main address of the wallet. When the token comes in, the wallet will know, hey, this is an Ethereum token, and it puts it in the tokens down here. Did it come in yet? I don't think so. Here's Tether. Oh, yeah, it did. All right. So the Tether has already arrived. You can see here we've got that incoming transaction, and it's safe and sound in my wallet. So now I can self-custody this US Tether. And barring fees, it's kind of it's a better way to hold it. In the past, holding Tether on the Ethereum network could get a little expensive due to Ethereum fees, because Ethereum gas fees can be high at times of high activity. But since Ethereum switched from proof of work to proof of stake, the fee structure has decreased quite a bit. Now, I mentioned that there are other networks that we can manage our stable coins on. So I want to show you a transfer of a stable coin on a different network and how we deal with that. So don't, if you're on Coinbase, you don't want to send anything on the wrong network, or you may never see it again. I got lucky, right? Let me just catch up here if there's any burning questions. Amsterdam, I have Slush Wallet browser extension for Sui, and I was using that already with Ledger, but now I added Sui account in Ledger Live, but I don't see the same address in Ledger Live. You can do it. Just quickly, I've got the Sui wallet here, and it's being managed by my Ledger Stacks device, all right? And so you can see I have a balance of Sui token, Deep Bot, I think it's called, Deep Book token, a couple of other smaller Sui sub tokens, right? They probably have a US dollar coin on Sui network as well. But I don't think that Coinbase supports, yeah, well, let's see what happens when we do that. All right, because I know you can get Sui token. So let's grab that address. Yeah, let's just copy that address. And let's say, okay, I want to try to withdraw crypto. Oh, well, let's look at, I'm getting a little off track here. But let's do that deposit first and see if they'll accept incoming deposits of US dollar coin on Sui. Yes, they do. Okay, so Coinbase supports SUI network, so I could manage my SUI US dollar coin back and forth from Coinbase if I wanted to. But the question that came up was, hey, I have Sui wallet and I'm using my Ledger device, and I just added to my Ledger Live. Well, I don't have my Sui in here, and it's for a reason, but I'll go ahead and add it here. So all I have to do is say add account and choose SUI. And remember, I am managing SUI with this device. So, and I'm using that third-party wallet. But when I hit continue here, right, it's going to ask me to open. First, it's going to ask me to secure the connection to my device, and then it's going to ask me to open the SUI app. Sorry that this won't focus, but we'll get there. So it's asking me to open the SUI app, right? And now that the app is open, it's going to check to see if there's any SUI wallets on here. Well, lo and behold, there are. Right, there's one right here. Oh, yes. Oh, I see what you're saying. Let's call this one Flex. And we'll hit add account. That's very interesting. You're right. It is not showing up. Let me see here. And it did before. Interesting. Let's see what the address is. It's a different address. That's interesting. I don't know. It's possible that Ledger Live has it's buggy right now because I was managing this address in Ledger Live before. Not this address. I was managing the SUI on this. Oh, you know what? I think I got the wrong device. Let's try the other one. Let's try the Flex. Let's see what happens there. I think it's on the Flex. I could be wrong though, but that looked like the stacks to me. I could be wrong. Let's do that. I've got the other device attached. Now this is my Flex. This is my Flex. All right, let's go back to accounts. Let's hit add account. Let's choose SUI. Getting a little bogged down here, but that's okay. It's gonna ask me to secure connection, right? We'll do that. Then it's going to ask me to open the SUI app. There it goes. I'll open the SUI app. All right, and let's see if it finds anything. Not that I'm that worried. Oh, okay, so it is on this device. Okay, so let's say this is the SUI Flex, not stacks. We'll hit add account. And then, okay, there it is. Now, here's the reason why I don't manage this in Ledger Live. Because if I open the tokens, it doesn't show all 4 of the tokens that I'm managing. It only shows the Deep, the SUI AI, and the wall token. And notice that it does. Boom, there it is. Okay, so it's giving me a dollar amounts, which is fine, but it's missing one. So, and this has nothing to do with stablecoins. We kind of got off track. But one of these, which one is it? The Cetus is not showing up in Ledger Live. Yeah, Cetus. So that's why I don't manage the SUI in my Ledger Live, because I've got the SUI wallet and there's a little bit of overlap. And if it showed all of those tokens, maybe I would, but because it misses one of my sub tokens, I don't, right? Because it shows up in my total portfolio, right, as SUI. And then if we go down here, we see the Deep Book token and the wall token, and their corresponding values. But it doesn't hit all the tokens that are supported in the other wallet, which is better, right? A more powerful and flexible wallet. But I can still use my Ledger device. The private key for those wallets is still on my Ledger device. So that's why I don't do it. But you should see it if you've got the same ledger attached that you were, I don't know. I didn't name it. I thought it was my Flex, but I thought it was my stacks, but it was my Flex, not my stacks. But it's there, right? Well, if you got more than one device, maybe try it. Let's get back to stablecoin. I want to do a quick transfer to Kraken from a different wallet. Let's do this one. Let's see if we can get this going here. I'm going to share my phone with you guys. Now, it might not work. Sometimes the Tangent wallet doesn't share the screen when I'm doing certain stuff. Now, it seems to be okay now. So what we want to do is we want to make a deposit to our Kraken. Now, look at Kraken. Kraken supports more networks on Tether. Come on, Kraken. What are you doing to me? Okay, there you go. So let's go down to Tether. Now, for a Tether deposit, remember, Coinbase only supported Ethereum network. Kraken supports multiple networks on US Tether. A little more flexible over on Kraken. Now, this particular wallet is holding Tether in Tron format. Coinbase, I would wonder when the day comes when Coinbase supports the Tron network. That'll be the day that it rains chickens or whatever. Coinbase won't touch Tron. I don't think you can buy and sell Tron on Coinbase. Pretty sure. anyhow. But I have some stablecoin here in this Tangent wallet on I have some Tether stablecoin on the Tron network. So I can't deposit that in my Coinbase account, but I can in my Kraken. So I choose Tron network. They give me some instructions here, and there's the address, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take our Tangent wallet, we're going to go to the Tether, and we're going to say, okay, I want to send Tether to this address, right? So in the Tangent wallet, in the top right corner there, I've got that QR code reader. I'll just scan that Tron address, right? We'll hit next, and then let's send $300 worth of Tether on the Tron network. Now, the Tron network is very cheap, but unfortunately, when you're using the Tangent wallet, for some reason, they charge me a lot of Tron. I don't know what this market network is, but they charge me a lot of Tron. I think if it were a native Tron wallet, like TronScan or something like that, I wouldn't get these huge fees when I do transfers. But for some bizarre reason, I spend a lot moving my Tron to Kraken out of Tangent. And I think that's a Tangent thing. All right, so we hit send. Right, and then we get our Tangent card here, and we bring it to the back of the phone to authorize the transaction, and it's on its way. Right, we'll hit close, and we can refresh, and we just sent out 300 Tether on the Tron network over to my Kraken account. Oh, that was pretty cool. Now this takes a few minutes. It's going to take 3 or 4 minutes to get to my Kraken account, and then once it does, we'll deal with it. So stablecoin is always pegged to $1. Stablecoin can give you a return on certain DeFi platforms and on certain centralized exchanges. Coinbase does not give you any return on Tether, but Kraken might. Kraken will give you a return on a lot of different tokens, but maybe not Tether. Maybe not. Let's hang out and for a minute, and I'll get caught up. And then once the Tether gets in my Kraken account, then we can do something with it. Now, you might be asking yourself, why do I even need a stablecoin if it doesn't move in price? What's the use case, right? What's the advantage of me even hanging on to stablecoin at all? Well, I kind of implied, or I hinted at the very beginning, that you don't have to worry when you have stablecoin in your wallet or on your exchange. It's not going to go down, right? Because it's pegged to the price of the US dollar. It might go up if you're, getting a return on it, staking it in some platform or something like that. But it's not going to go down. So it's stable. That's the whole, the stable coin. So I think Dan was mentioning in the chat there that you can park profits in stablecoin. That's really how it all started. Was people were trading crypto on platforms like Binance. I don't think Coinbase didn't support Tether for a long time in the early days. But if you were holding Bitcoin and Bitcoin went way up really fast like it used to, then you could trade your Bitcoin for Tether and just hold the Tether. And if Bitcoin took a huge drop in the next couple of days after its run up, then you had maintained your profits in the stablecoin. You could even buy back into Bitcoin if you're savvy. But trying to catch the tops and bottoms of volatile cryptocurrency should be left to professionals, right? It's not something for the faint of heart. Now, you might think of it in terms of maybe a little more long-term than day trading. I know Dan used to do some day trading, but you could kind of count on Bitcoin doing a pullback when it hit all-time highs, as we saw when Bitcoin hit its all-time high a month or so ago. it broke to 123,000. It has pulled back. So if you had sold your Tether, or if you had sold your Bitcoin for Tether or US dollar back then you could buy it back up now at a lower price and, get that arbitrage. I guess that's one of it. That's usually between different exchanges, the arbitrage. But Bitcoin could have kept going up, and then you would have put yourself on the sideline. So, but that's really the basic use case of stablecoins originally, was to just park your profits. Now, what about now? Why are stablecoins such big business now? Well, because it is a blockchain-based asset that you can use to make purchases. There are places where you can use your stablecoin to make purchases. Where can I use Tether to make purchases? So there are now quite a few companies that you can use stablecoin to make your purchases, like Trezor, right? Which is a travel agency. You can buy gift cards with stablecoins. So it can be used just like any other cryptocurrency, but it stays stable. So, and because it stays stable, merchants like it. There were some merchants that were accepting Bitcoin in the early days, and they stopped because of the volatility. Because if you're selling a product on your website and you allow someone to pay in Bitcoin, and the Bitcoin comes into your account, you send out that product, and then the next day Bitcoin takes a dive, and now you've just maybe lost your profits. So merchants like stablecoins because they're stable. They can accept Tether as payment, knowing that it's going to be still worth the same amount of dollars as it was last week or the week before or last month, right? So that's why stablecoins are so big now. We're seeing a lot of big companies allowing payments in stablecoin. And the cool thing about that is I can pay in stablecoin directly from my wallet if I want to. So I can go to a website like Trezor and say, hey, I want to book a flight. And they say, okay, send us your Tether. They'll give you the choice, dollars, Tether, Visa, MasterCard, whatever. And then they'll have a Tether or a stablecoin option. And I can pay them in stablecoin directly from my wallet, right? And of course, in that situation, I'm going to give them my personal information because I'm going to book a flight or whatever. But there might be a situation where you don't have to give up all your personal information to make a purchase in stablecoin. Whatever it happens to be, it could be a VPN service or something like that that's digital. And I don't have to give out my whole life history just to make a purchase. Now, of course, if I'm purchasing a food processor, I'm going to have to give them the shipping address so I can get my food processor or whatever. Or maybe I could have them send it to a PO box and maintain, a little bit of privacy because I don't have to give out my home address. So now you can see the great advantage of stablecoin. There's a lot of companies out there that are building stablecoin infrastructure to make stablecoin payments on the blockchain faster and cheaper. I mentioned that Ethereum was, pretty expensive back in the day. So Tether on the Ethereum network had high fees, but it had all the advantages of being a cryptocurrency. Let's take a look at my Kraken account, and see what we've got here. Did it come in yet? Yeah. All right, so now we've got the Tether on my in my Kraken account. Now the interesting thing is, if I go in here and I say I want to make a withdrawal, they're going to give me the choice of a lot of networks. It's running kind of slow tonight. Now, keep in mind that over on Coinbase, the other stablecoin, the other big one, US dollar coin, is much more flexible. You have lots of networks and you can make deposits and withdrawals. But Tether is kind of restricted on Coinbase. But on Kraken, you can make a deposit from various networks and make withdrawals on any of these networks. And so basically now I've just done a cross-chain transfer in a sense, because once my Tether gets on Kraken, it's like Joker's Wild. Right now it's just Tether, and I can withdraw it onto any network that I want. So perhaps there's some place I want to use, I want to spend Tether, and they only accept it on the Polygon network. Well, now I can withdraw my Tether back to my wallet on the Polygon network, and then use that Tether on the Polygon network to make a purchase. Right? It's probably not the best idea to use your exchange to make payments. You can, but a lot of platforms out there will warn you against using exchange addresses for deposits. But if you withdraw Tether from your Kraken account and send it as a payment, they'll get it, and the transaction will go through. But you've sacrificed a little bit of your privacy coming from your Kraken account, right? And if things don't go right, they'll blame Kraken and Kraken will blame them, and you'll just be kind of in the middle. But if you use your own wallet, then, it's a crypto to crypto transfer. And if there's any problems, I take full responsibility for anything that goes wrong with my stable coin, right? But I don't know. I would probably want to do some US dollar coin demos for you, but we kind of stuck with Tether tonight. We can buy stuff with our Tether, right? So let's say we want to buy some of that DEEP token. I don't know why it's got a Bitcoin icon. Okay, there, the icon went. Let's say I want to buy $50 worth of that DEEP token. I can do that. Now I'm using Kraken Plus. So the trade is free. The trading fee is free, but there's a word for it. Doggone it. The spread, whatever you want to call it, that might hit me. So I might not end up with $50 in DEEP, right? I might lose a little bit because of the spread. Well, let's see what happened. If we go back here to the portfolio, we only have 48.8. Even though my trading fee was free, I lost a little on the spread, but not a lot, but a little more than $1. It's not too bad. And let's withdraw that DEEP back to my Sol wallet, or my Sui wallet, right? I've already done it. Oh, and I did name it Flex. So at some point I knew it was on my Flex. Tonight I forgot and thought it was on my stacks. Let's hit review, and then let's confirm that, and off it goes. Right. So you can use your stablecoin to buy crypto. And because you're better off holding your crypto in your own wallet, you can park your stablecoin in your own wallet in case you lose access to your Coinbase account, whether Coinbase is down or whether somebody tries to hack your Coinbase and they freeze the account, or you do something that they think is suspicious and freeze your account. You want to be able to have the freedom to use whatever exchange you need when you need it. So holding the stablecoin in your own wallet is best practice. So I could use the stablecoin, send it to a vendor, or I can send some stablecoin to a friend or a family member. Hey, here's $50 stablecoin. You can use it to buy stuff. Or I can use the stablecoin to make a purchase of crypto. And if Coinbase is down, I'll go to Kraken. If Kraken is down, I'll go to Uphold, right? You hold the power when you self-custody your crypto. So best practice is to self-custody stablecoin in your own wallet for when you need it. And fees are cheap. I didn't even go over all the other networks out there. You saw I had to pay a big fee for Tron on my Tangent wallet, but other networks like Polygon, Arbitrum, Binance Smart Chain have really low fees and are really fast. So if you're savvy, and SUI as well. Let's take a look at that SUI real quick. Looks. I think that came in. Oh, I need to go here to transaction history. That's it. It came in, right? I just got 320 deep in my wallet. So pretty cool. And I can cash out stablecoin when I need to, right? So I could go here to portfolio and go to my Tether, and I just convert it to US dollar. Whoops, US dollar, right? And then let's do the max, the 250. I should get 250 in US dollar. I saved $2.59 for being on Kraken Plus. And then we'll go back to the portfolio. And now I've got 250 US dollars. And now I can withdraw cash, my US dollar, ACH, right? I can send it to my bank. So I'll send it all to my Chase checking, and I don't get any fees for that on Kraken, but it is 3 to 5 business days. But generally, Kraken will give me, it usually shows up within 1 business day. I may not see this 250 until sometime tomorrow. It might not be till Monday, but I'll get it, right? Now, Coinbase has the, you can, if you're making a withdrawal from Coinbase, you can choose to use the immediate transfer, like PayPal immediate, but you have to pay a fee for that. And it goes right into your wallet 24/7. So let me get caught up. I went a little over tonight because I wanted to cover the stablecoin. I hope you guys enjoyed the stablecoin breakdown. Let's see. It doesn't mean that screenless wallets are less secure because you can't. Okay, we got that. You can buy 2 ledger devices and search your 24 words in both. Dan's talking about creating mirror copies. I talked to Amsterdam about his Sui wallet. Hedge coning, I know you asked this a while back. Let's say if you transfer US Tether via the Tron network from one address to another, do you have to keep using the Tron wallet to transfer the US to the next address? If you send your Tron-based Tether to another Tron-based Tether wallet or hold it in another wallet on Tron-based, then yes, it will stay in Tron-based format. But as I talked about, I think I answered your question in my little presentation. If you drop your Tether on Kraken as Tron-based Tether, it becomes Joker's Wild Tether on Kraken, and then you can withdraw to any other network that they support. Same with Binance, right? If you install Nano S Plus in the same PC and same Ledger Live or different. Amsterdam, Holland. I used to need to restore the wallet on the... you were asking a question about restoring or making... I guess you had a question about mirror copies, and so people were asking you about that. I have an old video on that. Let's see if we go here. It's pretty old, but it's yeah, this is I don't know, it's from like 21 or 22 or whatever, but it's how you create a mirror backup. You basically restore a second device using the same seed phrase. And then the wallets are interchangeable in Ledger Live. Ledger Live can't tell the difference. So I'll drop that in there if you need a little help with that. I hope you guys aren't experiencing buffering. When you connect Nano S, it is okay. You will connect Nano S no balance, but you will put the same seed for Nano S as Nano S Plus. You can connect either one. It will see every token you have on the blockchain. Yeah, Dan. So if I created a second device that mirrored my Flex, I could connect it and access any of these Flex accounts. I'm going to take this account out because one of my tokens isn't showing up. Whoops. Oh, I need to remove. Boop. Yeah, and then I can remove this other one down here that's not doing anything either. Right. So I'm not going to see my SUI balance in my Ledger Live. I would prefer to check it over in my SUI wallet. Right, and I can see it over there. Let's see. I want to check that there aren't any burning desires. It's like we're at a 12-step meeting, right? Any burning desires? Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed the presentation. Thanks for being here tonight. Thank you, Dan, for answering some questions. It looks like you were rather busy helping someone with a specific question while I was rambling on. So I really appreciate that. Happy birthday to Roland. If you never made it in, I don't see him here, but he emailed me today to tell me that he was the proud owner of a brand new Flex. Cool stuff. I hope that I covered the Amsterdam Holland's question about the SUI wallet and the idiosyncrasies between managing it in Ledger Live and managing it over in SUI. If you see it in your SUI slush wallet, it's there. Just because you can't see it in Ledger Live doesn't mean there's some kind of problem. It just means that Ledger can't see certain tokens. It should see your SUI tokens, though, if you're managing them on the exact same device. Unless you did something quirky when you first set up your your slush wallet. I'm sorry, they used to call it the SUI wallet. Sometimes they offer you multiple addresses, and if you skip down to a different address when you first set up the wallet in SUI, Ledger Live is not going to see that wallet. It only sees the base address. You have to create an SUI wallet and fund it in order for Ledger Live to tick to the next address. I don't know if that's what you did, but that happens with Ethereum. And some people do strange things when they're setting up their wallets. So that might have happened to you. But if it's in, worst case scenario, if you have an empty SUI address in Ledger Live and you'd rather see your SUI in Ledger Live, you could simply send it from this wallet to the address you got in Ledger Live. Do a small test first, please. But then if that's your intention, you want to see it in Ledger Live, you can do that. So maybe something quirky happened. But it should be seeing it on the device if everything else being equal, right? I'm in the middle of my thank yous. Thank you, Kenny, for the news. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everyone that came in, everyone that asked questions. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. Check out my videos on YouTube. I will be here again for my live stream next Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join me again for the live stream from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. Hope to see you there. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me and hope to see you again. And keep in mind that come October, I probably won't be here for the live stream on the, October. I probably won't be here on the 25th. I'll still probably be flying back in from France. But I will definitely post some live streams from the Ledger Open in Paris when I'm there on the 24th or the 23rd. It'll be fun. So keep your eyes open for that one. Good night, everybody. Hope everybody has a wonderful evening. And thank you once again for being here on the live stream with me.